Hey guys, and welcome back to the 13th part of the bash tutorial series. In this video we shall discuss about the date and time format. So the bash shell provides different date commands along with different formatting options which we can use to format bash date to a required one. Now this date command can be used to display or change the current date and time value of the system. We can also print date and time value in different formats by using date command, and also we can use this command for calculating date and time value related tasks. And when the date command is used without any option, then it's going to print the current system's date and time value. We are going to see example of all of these points, but I'm just discussing or giving a brief idea about the date command. Then this command contains several formatting options which can be used to format the output according to our requirement. Then the syntax is very simple. We just have to write date and then it's going to print the current system's date and time value. Then if we want to add the format option codes or the format codes specific to your requirement, then we have to provide the format option codes. We are going to discuss or talk about these option codes very soon. And if you want to have slash, hyphen or dash or space with your date format, then we will have to enclose this format option codes within single quote. Like here you can see this single quote, and here also we have the ending single quote. Then this is some of the formatting options that you can use with the date command in bash. Like when you use -d or -date, it is used to display the time set by the string value. So we can have a time saved in this string variable, then we can use it to display the time. In the same way, we can save time in string variable, and then we can use -set or -s to set the time. In the same way, we have this -help, which can be used for getting the help of this command. And then we have -version, which can be used to get the version information. Then similarly we have format option codes. These option codes are used to format the date or time according to our needs. So like I'll just give you some few examples here and then we shall see them in detail. So like here we have date plus %a. So here using plus %a is going to return the name of the weekday in short form. That is, short form is like sun, sun, month, due, like that. We are going to get the name of the weekday in short form. Here is one output example. In the same way, when we give plus %A, then we are going to get the name of the weekday in full form. Full form is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and so on. Then for the month we have character B. So if we are giving plus %b, then we are going to get the name of the month in short form. Similarly for the capital B, we are going to get the full form of the month like January, February and so on. Now if you just want the day of the month to be returned, then you have to use plus %d. This is going to return the day of the month, that is the number. Then if you use a capital D plus %D, that's going to return the current date in MMDDYY format. Then we have capital F, which is going to return the date in YYYY MMDD format. Similarly, a plus %H is going to return the R in 24-hour clock format, and then capital I will return the R in 12-hour clock format. And in the same way we have more format option codes for different kind of output that we might want to get from the date command. So let's see some of them one by one. Now as I have explained earlier, to get current date and time in bash script, we just have to use the date command, and it's going to return the current date and time with the current time zone set in the system. So in this example, we take the current date and time and we are going to save it in variable D, and then we are going to echo it in the standard console. And also, if you remember, then this %D is going to return the current date in DDYY format. So let's save this, and now let's run this script, and you can see we have the date printed here and it is in DDYY format. Now this is one way to save the date in the D variable and then echo it on the standard console. The second way is by using backtick. I'll show what that is. Let me get into insert mode, and then from here I can get rid of this bracket and $sign, and I can just use a backtick. This is not a single quote, this is backtick. This is different from a single quote, so don't get confused with that. And here I'll use backtick once again, and now I just have to save this file. Alright, and now let's run it, and you can see we have the same answer or the same output here. In the same way, let's just have a simple example. I'll get into insert mode and I'll just delete D, and let's see what it's going to print when we have a simple example where we are just using the date command without any other format codes. So let me just save it and let me print. So if we don't use any format option codes with the date command and we just use a simple date command, then it's going to print something like this, which is the current time and date of the system. So it says it's Saturday 11 March 2023, and then this is the time 12:44:51 p.m. IST. IST is the Indian Standard Time. So it's going to display the time and the date according to the time zone set in your computer. Let's see some more examples of date format, and I have already given you a brief idea of all the format option codes that we can use with the date command to get different kind of output. Now let's see some examples of those format option codes and how we can use them. So now I'll try to print a date in DDYY format. So let's see how we can get that. Alright guys, so I have written one script, and this script is going to print the date in DDMMYYYY format. So what I have done is I have created a variable and then I have saved date plus, this is the format option code, %D. Now this %D is going to extract only the date or the day of the month. So it's going to return the number, and then we will have a hyphen sign and then %M. Now this %M is going to return the number of the month, not the name of the month, just the number. And then we have hyphen again, and then we have %Y, which is going to return the year in full year, that is the complete 4-digit year. Then I'm using the echo command to display this text that says date in DDMMYYYY format. And then finally I'm just displaying the content of the D variable, which is holding the date. So let me just clear the terminal, and then I will run the script, and you can observe we have this message 11-03-2023, which is the date in DDMMYYYY format. Now here, if you want to change this hyphen into a slash, you can do that. So I'll just press escape key and then I to get into insert mode, and then instead of using hyphen you can use a slash like this. So it's going to change the format. So I'll just change it here as well, then escape, then type :W, hit enter, and the script is saved. And then you can just run the script and you can see the difference. Earlier we had a hyphen, now we are using a slash between the date, month and year. So that is totally up to you, which is the more preferred format for you. Let's see one more example. Now we will try to print the date in MMYYYY format. So let's see what are the changes that we have to make here. Insert mode. Alright, then here we have date plus %m and then %y, and here I will change this also and the comment as well. Alright, now let me just save it, and you can see we have the date in YY format. In the same way, let's try to get the date in weekday, then DD, then month, and then YY format. So what I mean to say is to get the weekday, then DD, then month, and then finally YY format. Now for this, let me delete these. And also, since we are going to have space in this date format, so I will have to use single quotes. Now within the single quotes I will use plus, then %A, then space. We can use space now because they are enclosed within single quotes, then %D, and then hyphen %B, because we want hyphen to be in between DD and month, the name of the month, and then we can use comma, then space, and then finally we want %Y, which is going to return the full year. Now here this plus %A, it's going to return the name of the week or the weekday, then we have a space, then we have %D, which is going to return the number of the day or the day of the month, and then we have a hyphen just like this. After hyphen we have %B, which is going to return the month name in full, just like this here, and then we have a comma here, and then space, just like space we have it here, and then %Y, which is going to return the complete or full year. Let me copy this also, and I will try to paste it like this. Alright, let me save it. Now we can run it, and you can see we have the date in weekday, then DD, then month, and then finally YY format. So that's exactly what I wanted, and this is how we can obtain such kind of formats. If we have to use space or hyphen or slash, then it's better to enclose the entire format within single quotes, and you can also observe the difference between backtick and a single quote, so you don't have to get confused here. So that's all for date format. Let's talk about working with year. Like we'll try to get the current year, and then we'll try to get different kinds of format for the year. Now for the year, there are only two different types of format which we can get, and those are like complete year, which is 4-digit year, that is 2023, or we can just have last 2 digits of the year, that is just 23, which is going to represent 2023. So the syntax is very simple. Let me get rid of these. And the syntax is very simple. We just have to use the date command plus %y. That's all. So for the full year, we have to use plus %y. Let's try to save it. Alright, now let me run it, and you can see we have this 2023. Very simple. The only difference with the full year and the short year is in this capital and small y. If we are using capital Y, then we are going to get something like this, 2023. Now if we change this capital Y to small y, then we are going to get 2-digit year. And you can see now we have this 23, which is going to represent 2023. So that's all for the year. Now let's talk about getting the current month and the different kind of formats that we have for the month. For the month, we have three types of format. First is like the full name, then second is like the short name, and the third will be just number, the number of the month. So these are the three kind of formats that we have for the month. So we will see them one by one now. Alright guys, so I have written this script, and this script is going to print the current month in full name. So what I have done is I have defined one variable month, and inside this variable I'm saving the full name of the current month using the date command, and then plus %b, which is going to return the full name of the month, and then I'm using the $sign to get the value which is inside the date format, and the format code which is the full name. So I'm using $sign to get that value and then save it in the month folder. And then finally I'm using the echo command to display this message that is current month in full name. And then finally I'm using the $sign with the name of the variable to print the value which is held by the month variable. So let's save it and let me run it. So you can see the message is current month full name, that is March. So that's how we can get the first kind of format for the month, that is full name. Then we shall see how to get the short name. For the short name we just have to use small b. So you can see I have changed the capital B to small b, and it's going to make all the difference. Now we are going to get the name of the month in short. Let me save it, :w, hit enter, then return back to the terminal and let's run it. And the current month in short name is MAR, M-A-R. And then finally we have the third format for the month, that is the number. And for the number we just have to use a small m, so plus %small m. This is going to return the current month number. So let's run it. And you can see we have 03, which is the current month number. So we have only these three kind of format for the month, and we have seen all three of them. Now let's talk about the current weekday. For the weekday also we just have two formats. First one is the full name of the weekday, second is the short name of the weekday. So let's see these two formats one by one. So you can see I have written one script. Here I have created a variable weekday, and then weekday is getting date plus %a, which means the current weekday in full name is going to be returned by this command, and then it will be saved in this variable weekday. And then finally we are just echoing this message current weekday full name, and then we are using the variable's name along with the $sign to get the value of the variable, which is the weekday in full. Here if we change this capital A to small a, then we are going to get the short name of the weekday. But anyways, we shall see that. Just save it for now. Alright, now let's run this. And you can see we have this current weekday in full name as Saturday. And just to change the weekday to short name format, we just have to change the capital A to small a. Everything else remains the same, and I'll just save it. Now let's run it, and you can see we are getting the short name format, that is just 3 characters, SAT. So for the weekdays also we just had two formats. First one was the full name, second was the short name. So that's all for the weekday. Now let's talk about the current hour. Now for the current hour we have two different kind of format that we can get from the date command. First one is the 24-hour format, second one is the 12-hour format. So let's see both of them. For the 24-hour format we have to use a capital H, and for a 12-hour format we have to use capital I. So let's see them one by one. So alright guys, I have written this script. Here we are going to print the current hour in 24-hour format. So I have created one variable that says hours, and then we are saving the value which is going to be returned by this date command along with this format. So the date command is going to return the current R in 24R format because of this format code, that is plus percentage capital H. Because of this capital H, we are going to get the 24R format. If we have a capital I, then we are going to get 12R format. Now on execution, whatever is going to be written by this date command is going to be saved in this hours variable. And then finally, I'm just using echo command to display this message that says hours in 24R format, and then I'm using the $sign along with the name of the variable to print the content of the variable. So let's save it, :w, and let's clear out this also, and let's run the script, and you can see hours in 24R format, and it says 13, which means the time right now is 1 PM. Now let's write another script to get current R in 12R format and then echo it to the standard console. So instead of capital H, I'm using a capital I here to get the current R in 12R format. Let me save this script and let's echo the output to the standard console, and you can see in 12R format it's 01, that is 1 PM, and it's 13 in 24R format. So now that we have seen how to get the current R and its formats, let's talk about current minutes. To get minutes from the current time in bash script, we just have to use the date command with the format that returns only the minutes. So there's only one format for the minutes. So let's see how we can get the current minutes and then echo it to the standard console. Alright guys, so you can see I have this minutes variable, and then I am saving the current minutes in that variable using the date command by writing plus percentage capital M, and then $ is going to extract the value which is going to be returned by this command, and it's going to be saved in this variable minutes. And then I'm using another $ with this minutes variable here in the echo command to display the content of the minutes variable. And let's run it in the terminal, and the current minutes is 33. So that's all for the minutes. The next topic is to get the current seconds. For the seconds also we just have one format, so we shall see how to get the current seconds. Now to get the current seconds, you can see we just have to use a capital S. That's enough to return the seconds of the current time. So let's save it and run it. And the current seconds are 59. So that's all for the date and time format. So we have seen different kinds of formats of date and time and how to obtain those different formats using different kinds of format codes available for them. Now in the next video we shall discuss bash sleep command. Thanks for watching.